All right, guys. Hello and welcome. My name is Thomas Bird. I'm here with Pro Tabletop, and we're doing a new battle report of Dark Angels versus Chaos. So let's look at the Dark Angels army and see what we have today's army. So I'm going to run both of the new detachments. So if you're not familiar with Dark Angels, you can take an Outrider and a Vanguard. And if you're all Deathwing or all Raven Guard in those detachments, your Terminator units and your bike units become OPSEC. If your Warlord's in one of those attachments, you can get those CP refunded, just like a battalion, patrol, or brigade. So that's nice. You can take a Vanguard and get your command points back. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking both. I want to see what the bikes can do and what the Terminators can do. So my Warlord is going to be Azrael. He's got the Deathwing keyword, and so does Ezekiel. So they're going to unlock that. Everyone has Deathwing. We're going to have one big 10-man block of Terminators, Deathwing Terminators. I got 2 Heavy Flamers, and the Sarge has a Thunderhammer Storm Shield. And I'm going to have 2 Deathwing Command Squads. The Sergeants both have Thunderhammer Storm Shields. They have the Bodyguard rule, so that'll be good to protect characters. Ezekiel's powers, he's going to take Mind Worm. That's good for make you fight last. Engulfing Fear can turn off OPSEC. And Righteous Repugnance lets you reroll all hits and wounds in combat. On the Outrider detachment, I have a 2 HQ, Samael, and a Raven Wing Talon Master. Talon Master has the Relic Arbiter's Gaze that lets him ignore cover and always hit on 2s, even in Overwatch, ignoring all modifiers. Pretty good. We have a Raven Wing Bike. He's going to take the Reliquary of Repugnance. I think that's what it's called. Something that lets him turn invulnerable saves down to 5+. So if he's within 3 inches, he can make your invulnerable save less. He doesn't really want to get that close, but desperate times sometimes call for desperate measures. Again, this is a Vanguard, or this is Outrider, so bike squads, not Raven Wing bikes, but regular bike squads, just vanilla bikes. They're going to be OPSEC, so I have 4 squads of 3. They're naked, no upgrades, just OPSEC bikes that could just zip around, grab objectives. 1 5-man unit of Blackwing Knights. These guys got the Plasma Talons, and I've upgraded them to Corvus Hammers. And then 1 unit of 3 multi-melta attack bikes. So that's the Dark Angels army. Let's take a look at the Chaos army and what they're facing off with.
All right, Stephen Cosgrove here. I'm going to play the Chaos Space Marine side of this. In our Chaos Space Marine battalion, we're going to have Abaddon, and we're going to have 2 sorcerers, one with a jetpack and one on foot. The jetpack sorcerer is going to have Weaver of Fates and Warp Time, and the sorcerer on foot is going to be Delightful Agonies and Prescience. We're going to have 7 total obliterators. We're going to have a unit of 3 and 2 units of 2. We are going to have a unit of 8 Warp Talons. We're going to have a unit of 30 Cultists, and then 3 more units of just 10 Cultists. The big unit of Cultists, the big unit of Obliterators, and the big unit of Warp Talons are all going to be no mark so that we can do the Pantheon on them. On the Chaos Corn detachment, we're going to have a Bloodmaster with the Crimson Crown, and we are going to have 25 Bloodletters with the Banner of Blood. So we're going to see how this goes.
All right, guys, let's talk about the mission that we're going to be playing today. We're going to be playing Scorched Earth. There's going to be 6 objectives. This is a take and hold objective. That means each objective is worth 5 points, and then hold more is worth the extra 5 for the 15. So pretty good with 6 objectives. You only have to hold 1 to get 5, or not 2. That sometimes the hold 2 is hard. A special rule on this mission, which we just noticed, raise objective is an action where you can go into the enemy zone, and at the end of the game, if you raise any objectives, they're worth points, up to 12 points. But you don't actually have to take that secondary to be able to do that action. So neither of us ended up choosing that secondary, but the threat and the talking beforehand of us raising our opponent's objectives just so they don't have an objective score is pretty high. So it'll be interesting if we even try to do that. But let's talk about the secondaries, and then we'll go into the who goes first. So again, we're playing against Steven and his demons, my Dark Angels. I think with the Dark Angels, when are you not going to choose Stubborn Defiance? That's their super I hold the home base objective. It's so good. I have Oath of Moments from the Marine book again, so double dipping Marines and then the Dark Angel secondary, and I have Raised the Banners. Steven agonized over that third one. I think that's pretty common since he doesn't have any special ones to choose from. He ended up going with Grind Them Down. He's got Assassinate because I got 5 characters, and he also chose Raise the Banners. So I think we both talked. If you look at the board, let's look a quick how we set up the terrain. You can see right in the center, it's pretty open, some force. Steven won the roll to put the first piece of terrain down. He knew I was probably going to choose Oath of Moment, which, is be within 6 inches of the center. That little marker there is the center. So he put a forest right there to kind of really block me out and keep that terrain open. We made sure to block off all the objectives. So pretty much every objective has a ruin nearby it so that I can pick one for my Stubborn Defiance. But going second with Oath of Moment is really powerful because I could just drive in it and get it. If I have to go there first, he has opportunity to shoot me off and deny me. So Marines really want to go second with that secondary. So I think we both decide we want to go second. So let's do the roll, Steven. We want to lose this. How often did that happen?
Lose this.
Oh no! Oh no!
I lost it. Except we have one problem. We haven't deployed any models yet.
Oh no, you're right. That roll doesn't count.
Oh, that roll doesn't count. We'll see y'all in a minute.
We'll come back. All right, we've deployed. So I won the roll to pick sides. So that roll to see who went first was a little premature since we didn't deploy those units. So let's see how we deployed. Steven put his Bloodletters and his 2 units of Blitz, 2 men's, in Deep Strike. He put the big 3-man and the big Cultist blob over here with Abaddon. Is this 2 10-mans or is this a 30-man?
2 10s.
This is 2 10s. So the 30-man is here. He's got his unit of Warp Talons and another 10-man and his Sorcerer. So he's kind of got both objectives sides. I'm kind of splitting the difference. I don't pick my super objective until the beginning of the command phase. So I do have a little bit of reaction, though on my side, I put the big Terminators here. So most likely this is the objective, but never know. We do have Ezekiel here. We have a bike squad. We have 2 bodyguard units. Again, their thing is going to come in huge. The 3 inches of you can't target me for characters. Got Samael, the Ravenwing bikes, or Black Knights, I guess. Talon Master. Put these guys out here just as a little bit of bait if he wants to come out and shoot me. On this objective, we got Azrael giving out a bubble, so he's got invulnerable saves here and here. In case they do get shot. The attack bikes, those big old bases, I don't know about those things. They take up too much space on the board. Again, we have another unit of bodyguards here. And in Deep Strike, we combat squatted our big 10-man. So we put the 5-man here with a Thunderhammer, Storm Shield, and then 2 heavy flamers in Deep Strike. So let's see if they come in and do some work on some of his cultists. That's it. Now we can roll. Oh, I lost the roll last time by winning. Now I need
by winning.
Let's do it again.
Win again.
Oh, you hit it. Oh. Look at that.
Dirty. I don't want to go first.
Success is mine. Steven has to go first. So we'll come back after his first turn and see what he does.
All right, the end of Casper's first turn, a very uneventful turn. So we took the big brick of 30 cultists. We spent a command point to make them the Pantheon and shuffled them up, got them on this objective. With the Pantheon, we did both Weaver of Fates and Delightful Agonies on them. So we've got fingers crossed that it's going to be hard enough to kill those guys, that we can hold some objectives at the end of the turn. The Warp Talons went nowhere. They're going to hide back here. We're waiting on him to come out, so they're going to kind of play goalie if he brings some of the bikers out to harass the cultists. Over here on this side, basically nobody went anywhere. So we're going to stay hidden behind the ruin. We really wanted to go second. We want Thomas to step out and start doing some work and give us some targets of opportunities. So we'll see. So we stood a banner up here, and we stood a banner up here with this 10-man, and that is going to be it. So we're going to see what happens with Thomas's turn 1.
All right, guys. The bottom of turn 1, A lot of positioning against Steven really didn't do anything. He's kind of holding his units back, so I had to really kind of decide how much do I expose. I know he has guys deep striking in. He's got the Oblitz, 2 units of 2, and the Bloodletter Bomb. So I really wanted to kind of extend a little bit so he doesn't get a charge into my backfield. So I pushed this unit of bikes, turbo boosted them up a little bit. He could draw a line of sight if he decides to come this way with those Oblitz that he has behind this wall. Risky, but I needed to block this back hole here, so that's the reason they're kind of strung back. Ezra was giving these guys a little bit of a protection. They're a little bit exposed here, just trying to draw angles for him to make it tough. These bodyguard guys moved up and then raised the banner there. On this side, we moved the Ravenwing Talon Master and the bikes up. The bikes turbo boosted, but since they're Ravenwing, they can actually still shoot their bolters as if they're assault weapons. So they went in there to get Oath of Moment, but they also shot at those cultists there, as did the Ravenwing Talon Master. I ran these 2 bodyguards up, the command squad. They're within 3, so they're going to protect him from getting shot. So he's really protected there. He cannot be targeted. Apothecary and everyone's hanging out here. Bikes are getting the full buff. Ezekiel, he cast Engulfing Fear on these cultists to turn off OBSEC. And then I cast Righteous Repugnance, so let me reroll all hits and wounds in combat with these bikes. So they charged in and fought. Steven rolled 5 ups like a crazy person. And out of the 20-something wounds I did to him, he lost like 10 guys. So pretty good. He's fearless because of Abaddon, so he doesn't care about morale. I do hold that objective now, OBSEC, so it's about to go to his turn. He'll have some choices. Does he want to spend 3 command points? Black Legion has a stratagem that he can turn off my OBSEC, so he's going to have more guys on the objective if he does do that. So, interesting. It'll cost him a lot of command points. He only has 7 right now. I didn't spend any, so I'm up to 10. Pretty good turn for the Dark Angels. We're going to see what he does in his turn. Let's take a look at the score as a recap. For turn 1, I picked up 3 points for Oath of Moment, so I did not fall back or fail a morale check, and I got into the center, so 3 points. We both planned some banners, but those don't happen until next turn, as does Stubborn Defiance turn 2. So nobody killed anything, so ground him down. Nobody scored any points there. So, all right, let's see what he does in turn 2.
All right, so we're going to jump in here real quick. This is turn 2. We're now in the assault phase of turn 2. And I brought the Bloodletter Bomb in here over on the far right. So I didn't want to hold him out another turn. I was afraid that his Terminators would be able to drop and just box in my Deep Strike too tight and leave me in a really bad position. And I really need to put some pressure on this side of the table so that he cannot just drag everything down and own that side of the table. So we're gonna attempt to make some decisions hard on Thomas here. So I need to hit the Obliterators dropped in real quick. They hammered the Bikers who were over here on this objective. I chose not to turn off his OBSEC and score the 15 points. I took the 10 instead. So trying to be conservative on command points. That may cost me at the end of the game. 1 unit of Obliterator smoked the bikes that were on this objective. But with a horrific roll, we only got 2 of the 3 bikes over here. And if I had killed 3 units this turn, I'd feel pretty good about it. Only killing maybe 2 if I make this charge over here against the bikers. I have to hit these bikers, and I need to make this work. So we're going to roll this charge.
All right, let's see if you make it.
All right, Banner of Blood. So we're rolling 3 dice. We have an instrument in the unit, so we need an 8 on 3d6. Oh, God, got a 9. That is not a lot, folks. But we are not going to use a command reroll on that. So we'll be back for a recap at the end of the turn. We made the charge here. We saw that. I had a really terrible combat roll, which helped a lot. So I only killed 2 of the 3 bikers. I spent the 3 CP to activate the unit of Bloodletters for a second time, which also had the fortunate ability for me to consolidate and put them into those Terminators and on that objective, and then killing the last biker. So this worked out okay, but that is going to deny Thomas 5 points on the primary, and that is going to be a good pickup at the end of a not so great turn.
All right, we're here at the bottom of turn 2. The magic of camera action, you didn't see how long that turn actually took in real life. But a lot of things happened. It was actually quite a lot of intense wrangling. A couple big things. We were worried about where to drop the Terminators. I wanted to shoot Obliterators with these attack bikes. They were back here originally. They did not have the range to come around the building and shoot without advancing. So they did that. They had Azrael's full reroll, so they're hitting on 4s. And I split fire, 2 bikes on one and 1 bike on the other, and I was able to kill 1 oblit each. I shot my bolters here at the demons. He surged, took 2 out of his 3 command points, and then he rolled 4s like a crazy person. The Terminator shot at him. The bike's bolter shot at him. The Talon Master came over to help out and shot at him. These guys fell out of combat. Azrael shot at him. They both charged, killed some more. He failed his morale, lost a couple more. So he's down to like 7 or 8 guys. But no OPSEC guys over here. Should have sent some bikes. I just wasn't thinking. And he's stealing an objective from me. So no good. These Terminators had to leave a unit of cultists there, so they had something to charge. It was risky because I would give him an objective. He made it. I'm OPSEC on these Terminators, so if I make this 9-inch charge, I could potentially contest him. I was able to swing, spend some command points to fight better, killed those guys, piled in onto his Obliterators, so now they cannot shoot this turn. That's great for me. They fought me. I took a bunch of 2-up saves with my Storm Shield to blunt their -1 attack, so I'm still alive, contesting that, or actually taking that objective from him. But him holding these 2 with that 1 unit is big. On this side of the board, I kind of shuffled up the infantry. Everyone came over here. I overheated. Even though re-rolling, I died. I was trying to do a couple getting cute 2 damage shots against these cultists with Feel No Pain. I still died, and he still made the save, so it was terrible. Lost the bike for nothing. But I cast Engulfing Fear on them again, so they lose OPSEC. These bikes turbo boosted onto that objective, so they're going to steal it. And I killed a unit over here and shooting his other 10-man. That took away his kill more this turn. So I denied his secondary, killed both. This lone biker in the middle just turbo boosted to get Oath of Moment. So a lot of things happening. Let's go to the score sheet so you can see at the end of turn 2, with those blood letters piling onto that objective, he took away one of my objectives, so I was only able to score 5 on the primary. On the secondary, I picked up 2 for Oath of Moment because I fell back from that combat. I only got 1 banner because when he took that, he took my banner away. And I got Stubborn Defiance, 2 points. So that's my home base objective here. I controlled it with an OPSEC unit, the same unit. So that big block of 5 Terminators is the one holding that down. On Steven's turn, he did not grind them down. He didn't kill any characters, and he did get 2 banners during his turn. So now let's go to his turn 3 and see what he can do.
So Chaos Space Marine turn 3 is a very good turn for the Chaos Space Marines. So with the 2 Obliterators, both in separate units, 1 advanced and 1 did not, and they just bossed all of their rolls. So I rolled a 3 for the damage on both units, and I was really hot on the hits with no rerolls, and wounding on 4s because of our favorite Black Knight Inner Circle guys. And still managed to pick 3 of those guys up, so that was a really good for us there. Over here versus the Deathwing Terminators, so both of my Psychers both rolled 3 damage on Smite, so we did 6 wounds on from Smites right out of the gate. And Abaddon got all the powers he wanted, so he's rocking a 3-up Invulnerable Save and a 5-up Feel No Pain. And he stepped out and he murdered all of the multi-melta attack bikes. Sorry. Oops. He managed to consolidate back into range of the Obliterators that were fighting the Deathwing Terminators, and they got like 7 or 8 hits, and 2 got through, and they rolled 6s for both dice and did 3 damage to kill both the last remaining 2 guys. Was fantastic. And over here, we just crushed the saves, and I hold this objective from Thomas with 1 guy remaining out of the Bloodletter Bomb. So good turn for Chaos. We'll see if it pays off in the end.
Oh no, that's how I described that turn. I was distracted. I made a couple critical decisions that I regret now, and it went all to crap. So let's talk about it. He had 3 kills going into this turn that I had to tie to keep him from getting grinded down. I had some questionable choices here. I was in combat with 1 Bloodletter. Do I just stay in combat and shoot so I don't have that fallback penalty so I can keep a point for Oath of Moment? Or do I fall back, spend the CP so that the speeder could still shoot and try to get some kills? So I elected to fall back. He shot into the cultists. He shot into the obliterators. Obliterators made their saves. Cultists didn't, so I killed 1 thing. Over here, I was going to run some bodyguards into the center to get Oath. Totally forgot. And ran them over here, thinking about protecting these characters. I moved up and shot some cultists, and I turbo boosted. I caught Engulfing Fear off again, so those cultists got their OBSEC turned off, so it allowed me to snake both objectives and take his banner away from his back objective. It's going to cost him a lot of points on the primary this turn. And then over here, the bikes were going to charge the cultists just to get rid of them, but I got distracted because I saw and I forgot he had this whole unit of Warp Talons, and then I shot and whiffed, and I killed 1 Warp Talon. Not fantastic. Those guys are in trouble. So that was the end of turn 3 for Marines. Let's go to the score and see what it's going to be. I'm mad. I did pick up 10 points at the primary at the beginning of the turn. Steven also had 10. I picked up 3 points for Stubborn Defiance because these guys are holding down the home base. Oath of Moments, I fell back. I didn't kill anything worthwhile, and I didn't get in the center. Oh, it hurts. And I only have 1 banner because that stupid guy stayed alive and protected that, so I couldn't push any banners this turn. Steven, since I only killed 2 things, he's going to pick up Grinded Down. No Assassinate yet, and he only had 1 banner because I stole his other banner when those Terminators took that objective away from him. So I took a lot of stuff from him, but I'm in a difficult position, and he's got a lot of stuff that could kill. So it's going to be interesting to see what I have left after his turn 4.
Again, we'll have to see. I don't know if it was a good turn for us. So the Warp Talons came out from behind this building right here. They murdered the Apothecary and then touched both the Black Knights and this unit of bikers. Both of the Obliterators charged in on the bikes and then after shooting them and totally whiffed. So complete reversal from last turn. Not a great showing by these guys this turn. The Bloodmaster, with nothing better to do, stands up a banner over here. What a great guy. He's really helping out the effort. Both Psychers try to put mortal wounds on the Deathwing guys that were over here on that objective. They were not terribly successful. They killed 1, and then Abaddon made a boss charge at 11 inches and murdered the other one and took that objective away. So that's a good turn for us. And now we were going to see what happens in Dark Angels turn 4.
All right, guys. Space Marine Dark Angels, bottom of turn 4. So we didn't have a lot left to do work, but we just needed to deny him points. We weren't really trying to kill anything, as hard as that is to fathom. Really trying to deny points. We didn't have any CP to start the turn, so we grew 1 back. And looking at the board, he had tagged everything in combat, so I couldn't really fall back without giving up my point of Oath of Moment. And I was like, well, I gotta fall back. So where do I spend that CP? I spent it on this speeder who was fighting with Abaddon. He backed out of combat and shot. He was able to shoot 1 Obliterator down and kill his jump pack sorcerer. So it got me a character. So that gave me a point for Oath of Moment. Azrael over here gave put down a banner and is just waiting for the inevitable charge from Abaddon. Over here, these guys are just holding down the base. That's a lot of points, just sitting there. I'm like annoyed, but I'm like, they're doing the work. These guys, the bodyguards, command squad, they put down a banner. Ezekiel rolled hot. He got both of his powers off, Mind Worm and Righteous Repugnance. So that made these Warp Talons fight last, and he gave me full hits and rerolls there. I was just out of range of the 6 inches to give them the extra attack. So when it was all said and done, one Warp Talon survived. He wounded me twice and made both my saves. He made his morale. So he's still alive, hanging in there. Over here, Samael charged in. He shot and killed all those cultists and then tagged both of these obliterators. These bikes fell out of combat, but they're upsec, so they're holding that objective, touching them. He fought. They did 3 wounds to him. He's holding them down, so we're in good shape over here. For Grind It Down, he killed 2 things during his turn. I had to kill 2 things to tie him. I got it. I got the character, and I got those cultists. So denied him, grind them down. So at the bottom of turn 4, let's look at the score. I picked up primary 15, big turn. Stubborn Defiance, the home base, got me 5 this turn. Oath of Moment, I killed a character, got 1 point, and I only had the 1 banner on my home base, but I did raise a bunch of banners this turn. Maybe they'll pay off. Grind It Down, I denied Steven, so he got 0 there. He killed a character in his turn. He killed the Bike Apothecary with his Warp Talons, and I took away his banner, his only banner, so he has 0 this turn. But he did raise 1 last turn, so we'll see what he gets on his final turn. We're going to the top of turn 5.
All right, top of 5. This is wrapping up quickly. So the Obliterator and the Cultist got whooped by Samael over here, putting us in a pretty bad way. The 1 remaining Warp Talon died over here. We did all right. So the Sorcerer and the Obliterator killed the Talon Master. So we're going to pick up a couple points for Assassinate. And then the fun one was Abaddon came over here and stomped Azrael into the dirt. And that is always enjoyable. So we'll have some final scores here for you.
All right, bottom of turn 5, Dark Angels have finished the game. We really were just trying to see what points we could get. Since the objectives were scored at the end, looking at the board, he had 2 objectives locked up. Abaddon holding down the fort over here. He basically ran the table his whole side, and these guys holding that objective. The only one in question was this one here with the Obliterators. Ezekiel had to come in, throw a smite. He did 1 damage. He rolled in hot. His sword, if it's normally D3 damage, but against Heretic Astartes, it's flat 3. So he rolled all his attacks and got 1 wound, and he failed to save. So killed the Obliterator before Samuel got the swing. These bikes turbo boosted up to get Oath of Moment, and then I spent my last CP to keep these guys in the Devastator Doctrine to give them extra move. There were 3 of them. They turbo boosted up, shot at one of his characters, was just unable to get enough wounds in there to kill him. I did overheat, lose. I lost the sergeant in the middle. The 3rd guy was out of range, but the way I had positioned them, when the middle guy died, he was out of coherency, so he had to die as well. But didn't matter. Inner Circle, they don't care. I did not die. I killed more than him, so I stopped him from getting Grinder down. I hold 3 objectives to his 2, so that's going to give me the max on the primary. Stubborn Defiance, these guys, they did what they did. 175 points if I score 15 secondary. I don't know what I feel about that. It just felt wrong that these guys were sitting there all game, but they did it. So let's go to the tape and see what the final score was. Looking at the primary, I picked up the 15, totaling it up. I'm going to get 45 on so maxed out the primary. Steven, I held him to only 5 on his objectives. Really did not want to go first, and it showed. I was able to deny him. He picked up 30. But putting that objective in the secondary, or in the middle, that woods really stopped me from going out and get Oath of Moment. So you could see early on, I really didn't get very many oaths. But on the last turn, I picked up 4. So I'm going to get 10. We see Stubborn Defiance. I got the full max power, so 15. Raise the banners. I was able to raise another banner on the last turn. So I picked up 2, so a total of 7 points. On Steven's side, I Denied him grinded down on the last turn. He did kill the Ravenwing Talonmaster and Azrael, so he picked up 6. And his 1 banner there picked up 1 at the end. So a total of 5, 9, and 3. So his total on his secondaries is 17 to my 32. Totaling all up, I'm going to get 72. Dark Angels take the win over Chaos to 47 before we had any paint points. So that's the game, guys. If you watched this far, thanks for watching. It was a fantastic game. Thanks, Steven, so much for the game. And make sure to watch next time, and we'll see you again. Thanks.